Okay, so this set of instructions is how to use the scheduler. You see that when you open it, you may get a pop-up banner at the top. It'll ask you to enable macros or to make this a trusted file. You're going to click yes for those. So if they come up and I think they're yellow or orange, make sure you say yes and yes. Enable those macros. You will see that the default is to the current date. Okay, so that'll be today. If at any point you navigate away, there is a little button up at the top that says today. It will bring you back to the current date. You can use some of these additional buttons. Okay, so this one will take you to the next date. This one will take you to previous dates. Okay, and again, no matter where you are inside of the file, you can always click the button that says today, and it will bring you back to the current date. All right, so the other option here to scroll through dates is to hit this little calendar icon. It'll bring up a pop-up calendar. You can go to any date, any time. All right, and it'll bring you into those particular dates. And again, no matter where you are, you can click this little button that says today, and it'll bring you to the current date. All right, let's first talk about our settings. So the first thing we're going to want to do is click on settings. It will take you to this screen where you're going to want to pay attention to a couple of things. Your office start time, okay, and end time. Your scheduling intervals, you can do 15 minutes, 30 minutes. 15 is usually the default when you first open the file, but you are free to change that and save changes. This is for scheduled work days. So let's say you don't want, you're not open Wednesdays at all. You would unclick this button. This would just not allow you to create an appointment on a day that's a Wednesday if you had clicked that. The default is just that it's a regular work week, however. I do want you to pay attention to the double booking feature. All right, so if you click here, you can either change this from no, which is the default, to yes. All right, if you leave this on no, it does not allow you to do any overlapping of appointments, okay, whatsoever. So if you want to allow in your project, in your office, in your fake assignments, any double booking, you're going to change this to yes, and you will automatically be allowed to start double booking some of the time slots. All right, you also want to look at the schedule display. So there is a default here, so you will see some of this information, and whatever information is checked is what you will see on the little appointment tile. In order to change this, all you're simply going to do is double click in the box and you will see that there's a check mark. Again, double click in the box, you'll see there's a check mark. To undo the check marks, you're going to want to double click again inside of the box. It will undo those little check marks. At this point, you can head back to the schedule, or you can choose this button for appointment colors. So we're going to go here. You will see a list of appointments. Most of these are ones that match your project appointments. There is some default length, and I will show you in a future video how to change the default length. You will also see a block time, so this would just be to set aside time for your provider to not take appointments, and then just a default other appointment. All right, on the left-hand side of each of these, okay, if you click in the box, a drop-down menu of colors will appear. You simply choose the color you want that appointment to appear in. This file will work whether or not you select this. Okay, it'll have a default color set to it. However, if you want to make your appointments look interesting, different colors, right, you can certainly go ahead. Let's make some choices. Okay. We want block time to be, right, in orange or red, but you can choose, right, all the way down the list to make those appointments nicer. When you are done making those choices, you're going to click back on the settings button. Again, double check all of your information here and go back to your schedule. And you will see, right, that I set the schedule and now we're back to 15-minute intervals instead of 30 minutes at 9 a.m. I can always go back and make some changes, correct? So if I make some changes, just so you can see here, I'll go back to my schedule, you can see that it's made that adjustment for me. Okay, so you're deciding on the office times, days, appointment intervals as you desire, and I would do that before you start to schedule any appointment so that your default looks exactly the way you want it to look. In addition, I've just placed some room numbers at the top. These are the room numbers that are going to be default. All right, pay attention to our next video. We will talk about adding and making some changes to appointments.